Dear finance professionals and students, welcome to podcast of Fca Deepak Rao, a practicing chartered accountant. Daily news and updates for 12th March 2026. The administration of Donald Trump has launched a new trade investigation into excess industrial capacity across 16 major trading partners after the US Supreme Court struck down the core of Trump's global tariff program last month. Jamieson Greer said the probe under Section 301 of the Trade Act of 1974 could result in new tariffs on countries including China, European Union, India, Japan, South Korea and Mexico as early as this summer. Indian assets dropped on Thursday and the rupee fell to a record low as a fresh surge in crude oil prices reignited worries over the economic impact from energy supply disruptions, even as the currency's fall was cushioned by central bank intervention. Brent crude oil prices climbed to $100 per barrel as Iran stepped up attacks on oil and transport facilities across the Middle East, warning the world to brace for oil at $200 a barrel. India's medical devices industry is also facing the brunt of the Iran war, with a looming shortage of polypropylene or PP, a thermoplastic polymer used as raw material for syringes, IV bags, catheter components, blood bags and surgical drapes, among others. There has been a sharp price increase of PP of over Rs 55 per kg. This surge, coupled with a deepening gas supply crisis impacting syringe production, threatens small and medium enterprises and overall healthcare industry. The war on Iran has cost the US at least $11.3 billion in its first 6 days, with officials estimating a potential $50 billion funding request. The conflict, which began with US and Israeli airstrikes, has killed approximately 2,000 people and disrupted global markets. Lawmakers are concerned about depleting military stocks and demand public testimony on the administration's war plans. Public sector banks or PSBs outpaced private lenders in credit growth during the December quarter of financial year 26, with loan growth ranging from 17 to 28% year-on-year. This surge boosted PSB's market share in loans to 54.4%, while private banks saw a slight decline. Improved asset quality and corporate lending revival fueled PSB momentum. Global rating agencies noted that public sector oil marketing companies or OMCs, Indian Oil, Bharat Petroleum and Hindustan Petroleum, are under pressure due to rising global crude oil and gas prices, limited domestic fuel price pass-through and their dependence on imported energy. Moody's Investors Service and Fitch Ratings, in separate notes, detailed the impact of the widening West Asia conflict on the margins and credit risks of India's public sector oil companies as the conflict prolongs. India imports 88% of its crude and nearly half of its natural gas, with 30 to 55% of supplies passing through the Strait of Hormuz. Strategic petroleum reserves cover just 10 days of consumption, while commercial stocks provide around 65 days, leaving OMCs exposed to supply disruptions. This podcast is sponsored by Sound of CA. We share because we care. Vande Mataram, Jai Hind.